Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, this beat is hard. I ain't gonna lie, that beat is hard. Hold up, bring that back. Bring that back. Hard. Hard. Yo, shout out to the producer. Nigga wasn't playing. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Okay, hold up. Before I get into anything, let me check and make sure that I'm actually online. Because, you know, I'll be on this goddamn site and I won't even be online on every website. So let me check first. Make sure I'm in the gang. So hold up. Let me check Facebook. AKA Fake Book. Let me check Facebook. Let me see if I'm in the gang. Let's check. Is we in there, Facebook? Okay, Facebook, cool. We in there like swimwear. All right. Facebook, we in there. Let's check Trovo. Matter of fact, no. YouTube. Let's check YouTube first. Let's go to my channel. Okay. Let me check Facebook. Let me see if I'm in the game. Okay, Facebook, we in the game. Shout out to Facebook. I mean, excuse me, YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. We in the game. All right, let's check Trovo. Trovo is live. Live for the 305. Okay, Trovo. Shout out to Trovo. Shout out to Trovo, man. Shout out to the people that's coming in this quick. Shout out to Trovo. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. Okay, and Twitch. Let's check Twitch. See if we in the game on Twitch. Twitch. See if we in the game. Okay, Twitch. We in the game. All right. So I feel like everything I wanted to be on today is on. Full Twitch. Oh, Behance. Oh, I almost forgot. Behance. All my people in Behance. I apologize. I apologize for my dismissal of you. But I'll make sure I come right in and show you that love. Hold up. Okay, I have to change the title on Behance. It says it's my birthday, but it is not my birthday. That was 3 days ago. I don't know why it keeps saying that is the title. I will change that title as soon as the live stream is done with. But it is not my goddamn birthday. I don't know what the hell going on. So as you can see from the title, I say I don't believe in love as an adult. And I want to elaborate on that just real quick because I don't believe it. And I know that, you know, people always try to debate me on that. Oh, you don't believe in love and all this other type of stuff. Now, don't get it twisted. I do believe in love. I do believe that people do love each other and things of that nature. It's just that once you're an adult, love is not hitting the same, bro. And I'm telling you the truth, man. I know you may talk to a lot of people. They may, you know, try to talk you into it. I mean, you probably see, it's hard for me to want to go into detail about this sometimes because every time I go into detail about this, they'll end up breaking up listening to me. So I'm not trying to ruin anybody's situation. If you feel like you have a good situation with your spouse, I would say close your ears, you know, if anything. But my thing is, I don't believe in the love shit once you get to a point, once you're an adult. Because think about it. When you are a child, right? Not even a child, like a teenager, once you're in those teenage years and once you're in your kid years or whatever, not even teenage years, once you're in position where when you meet people, you are meeting people organically because of themselves, organically for their personalities and things of that nature. See, once you become an adult, you don't meet people in those same type of circumstances. So I've given an example, right? When I was a kid, when I used to meet girls, I used to really truly meet them. Like when I was in school or whatever. I think like way back in the day when I was a kid, when I was in school, um, when I used to meet girls, I feel like I used to really sit down and talk with them, have conversations, and we would build love for each other based off of the things about each other. I would be like, I like this girl because of the way she dressed, the way her hair is, her smile, and our conversation. And, when you're in school, you're around this person all the time. So even if you don't even like them when you first around them, you end up you come to like them from being around them, for learning their personality and things of that nature. See, it's not like that once you become an adult. Once you become, and this is from all my young people who may be watching this video. When you become an adult, you don't necessarily find love in this type of way, because once you become an adult with responsibilities, love isn't the same. See, once you become adult with responsibilities, once you meet a woman or women, you they don't look for men in the same circumstance, if that makes sense. When they're meeting a man, they're not meeting a man and saying to themselves, I really like this man for his personality, I really like this man for for his smile, for his, there is no building and coming to love someone because of who they are anymore. Society has changed, and I kind of feel like the people who even admit stuff, who even lie about shit like that, it's almost like they're just lying to themselves or the people around them. They're not actually being truly honest. See, once you become an adult, it becomes about things become conditional. Like I feel like once you're an adult and a woman is talking to you, the only thing that she's really thinking about is how can she benefit off of everything about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on a date with this girl, and one of the first things she's asking me about is the money that I make. And the thing that was going through my mind is, why the hell does that even matter? I don't even know you. I don't even know you. Even if I do have, money coming in, why the hell would I tell you? Just think about that. When you're young, you're not worried about that. You're building love for a person just based off of that person, just based off of the person. You're not building love because of all these different conditions. Once you become older, things become conditional. You have to have a job. Not even a job, because nowadays most women say they don't even like dudes with jobs. They like dudes with high-end things, high-end jobs and things of that nature. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying every woman. So I'm not playing that weird game of, every woman, how these internet guru niggas get. Every woman is like this and like that. No. I'm not saying every woman. I'm just speaking for the majority. The majority of the time, a lot of times when you're out meeting people, you will run into these circumstances where a person is dealing with you and thinking about everything conditionally, of how they can benefit from you instead of how you are. And that's really the thing about a lot of these relationships nowadays. It's always about something that you can give somebody. It's never about just building a relationship with somebody. And that's the main reason why I don't think love is real anymore once you get older. I think a lot of things are based off lust and circumstances. That's why I always encourage people, if you are at a position where you want to get in, like, to all the people that's watching, if you want to get into a relationship, if they're getting in a relationship is your goal, try to get into a relationship with someone who is genuinely your friend. And I know what you may be saying, my friend, because especially with a lot of the young women of today, you probably thinking to yourself, my friend, well, that's why the nigga's in your friend zone. No. See, you want to get into a relationship with your friend because there's already a relationship built there. A lot of times when you're getting into this situationship with this person that you're lusting over, you're not necessarily, it's going to be way harder to build that genuine love for each other because you already don't even have that friendship established. See, if you actually have a real friend within a relationship, even if y'all break up, it's going to be hard to fully break up without the love still being there, is only because you started off as genuine friends. Now, once you break up and you're not in that type of situation where you have no friendship with that person, then it's always going to be a disaster every single time you deal with each other. For example, just think about Sierra and Future. See, Sierra and Future did not necessarily have a friendship before their relationship. And you can tell by the way that they even talk or think about each other nowadays, because every single time they talk and think about each other, it's always something negative. Now, think about if they were friends before the relationship and all that even started, it would never be a situation where every time you even bring up Future's name around Sierra, she gets angry. It's only because she never genuinely built that friendship before jumping into a relationship with a person. So I always encourage that to people. Now, at the end of the day, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. I can't tell nobody what to do. I'm just giving you advice I'm just giving you advice as someone who has had a successful relationship for years. And I have seen over the years what works in relationships. And I always tell people it always works out a lot better when you're building a relationship with a person that not only a person that you genuinely like, but a person that you are a genuine friend to. And I know that may sound weird to some people because a lot of y'all get into these relationships because of lustful things. And you don't want to admit that to yourself. I want you to really sit down and look at your partner and ask yourself, do I truly love this person? Or am I with this person because of something about them? One of the best ways in order to find out if you're truly in love with somebody is watch that person lose everything. Watch that person lose everything that you got with that person for. Like, let's say, for example, a lot of us men, we need to stop this shit too. A lot of us men, we get into relationships based off of things, because men, we are creatures who are attracted by looks. So we'll see a woman have a nice body. We like the lips, the hips, thighs, the breasts, all that type of stuff, right? We'll see that, and it causes this instant attraction when we see that woman, but deep down we may not even like them. So I want all the men to ask themselves, when you look at your woman, ask yourself, do I truly like this woman? If I took all of those things about her away, do I still like her? Is her personality enough for me to deal with? What if she was straight up ugly and she had her exact same personality? She was ugly. No. Let's not even say ugly. Let me not say that because I don't want to offend anybody. Let's say, for example, because I've actually seen this happen before. Let's say, for example, your girl goes through a freak accident, like a freak accident tragedy. Let's say she gets burnt. Let's say one day she falls asleep and leaves the stove on. The house catches on fire. She ends up surviving, but now she's a burn victim. Now she's literally burnt up everywhere. You can barely see her face. She's burnt so bad. Now ask yourself, when you first got with this girl, you got with her, did you get with her truly because of her beauty? Or did you get with her because you truly built that foundation of a friendship with this girl? Are you actually soulmates? Do you actually really have love for each other? A lot of that will come out when you end up in circumstances like that. So I always ask people, really stop and think to yourself, are you truly with your spouse because you truly like them? Or are you with them just because there's something about them that you just like? That is a very good way to determine if you're in a very serious situation where you're truly in love with somebody, or you're truly just with them because of a certain condition or circumstance. And that's really the way that I honestly feel about these relationships. A lot of them ain't real. I see it so much people nowadays breaking up left and right. You'll see somebody posting somebody all over social media. Everything seems like it's all good and they posting all this stuff. I'm talking about yesterday was a shitstorm of people posting their relationships and shit like that. But it's so crazy because by the time it's 2024, all of these people will be completely different people. It makes you think, do we have too much access to each other? because so many relationships are getting put together nowadays based off structurally off of looks, not because nobody actually truly likes each other. I'm telling you, think about a lot of the dating sites that you go on, right? When you go to the dating sites, and and see, I'm shooting from the hip here because I don't really deal with dating sites. But just think about when you go on a dating site. When you're going on a dating site, you're looking for someone that you're attracted to. You're not necessarily looking for somebody to build something with. And once you find that person that you're attracted to, you swipe or inbox, whatever you do, you go ahead and link up with that person. But you really got with that person technically by how they look and not necessarily for them. So then when you get with them, you have to make that decision. Okay, I like the way that this person looks. That's the reason why I got them on a date. But am I actually seeing attributes about this person where I should truly be into a relationship with them? And that's what I feel like has gotten taken away nowadays from most situations. See, when I was younger, I may seem old, but I'm 32 now. Just turned 32 a couple of days ago, by the way. But when I was younger, when I used to go out and meet girls, I actually had to really truly get to know them. Because a lot of times, it was like when you were meeting somebody back then, it was truly a blind date. Like you didn't know truly how that person looked or how they acted. So you truly had to build something with that person before you actually met them. And then when you met them, you already were in love with their personality. Now you have to see if you were in love with their looks. Now it's the opposite. Now you have to get with somebody for their looks, and now you have to see if you can be able to deal with their personality. And that's the big difference now. See, nowadays we're dealing with a reverse catfish. It's a reverse catfish now, because back then it used to be a catfish of I may like the person you are, but I don't like the way that you look. But now it's a reverse catfish. Now I like the way you look, but I don't know if I like the person that you are, because a lot of these quote unquote beautiful people have terrible personalities. So now you have to make a decision based off that. So then I ask you again, do you truly love the person that you're dealing with, or do you just like the way they look? Most people won't admit that shit. Most people, especially men, most men won't admit that they don't truly like their girl. They really just truly like the way that she looks, and they don't even realize it. They don't even realize it, and that's why they end up cheating and all this other bullshit. Because they're not being honest with themselves once it comes down to situations. Women always be like, I don't know why this dude keeps cheating on me. I do everything for him, this and this and that. Yeah, he's cheating on you because there's something missing and he's just not real enough to tell you. It's just that a lot of times with us men, I feel like we do not have the strength to be honest. To be honest, not only with our spouses, but with ourselves. We truly don't like the girls that we get with. I had this issue. I had this issue of dealing with a lot of these girls based off attraction, but not necessarily dealing with them because I truly like them. And that's something that a lot of us men deal with. And one of the realest things I think that men go through and they're never really honest about. A lot of us men get into situations, relationships or whatever, and we're just not honest about what we really want and what we really like in a woman. And so a lot of times dudes try to mask that with saying I want a relationship where I can have multiple women. We following the white man's laws of having one wife and whatever. But the true thing is, you're just not being honest with yourself. You're not getting with a woman that fulfills you. So you're really forcing yourself to deal with multiple women until you find something that fully fulfills you. When in reality, you can actually get that fulfillment for one woman when you stop choosing women over lust. Stop choosing women, for lustful reasons. When you stop choosing women for lustful reasons, I guarantee you, I'm almost willing to bet money on it, you'll find your soulmate. And that's what it is. So basically, all of that leads to this design that I made. So this design that I made this design a while ago. I made this design. This was actually gonna be for a series that I was making for this guy as you guys have seen with Rod Wave and a lot of these situations, a lot of these like rappers, they'll have like these this quote that says "popular loner," and the whole popular loner brand, I was of course the original person who designed that brand. Never went around bragging about it. I never really seen the reason to, but I designed that brand actually for this girl. There's actually this girl that I designed that brand 4 years ago, in which that brand is a heart. It's a sad heart walking. So when I made that brand, I also made like different versions of that brand. Like I made the version where the heart is getting shot. I made the version where the heart is it's like a bunch of different like things, different things that the heart was doing. So then this was actually one of the different variations that we was creating, that I was creating for the heart. And so she was like, "Nah, I don't want that one because it's too harsh. The whole fuck love thing, like I don't want to, really do that." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Shit, I was like, "Well, shit, I'm gonna keep it for myself. I take it to the live stream." So basically, that's my main premise of the whole fuck love thing. But at the end of the day, I truly do believe that I'm not saying f all love, because I don't believe all love is fake. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that there really are people out here who truly get with each other and who truly have good intentions. But the reality is that most love of today isn't real. And I feel like if you're not admitting that to yourself, you're in denial. Because a lot of love of today is not the love of the old days. And don't get it twisted. I'm not one of those people like, "Oh, let's go back to the old days of holding hands and listening to listening to Stevie Wonder and all that type of shit." No, I'm not even trying to promote that. I'm just saying that nowadays we have too much access to each other. So our love, the love that we have for each other isn't the same. We're just in a different society. And that's the main reason why we do not have the same values when it comes down to love. In which, when you think about it, it kind of bothers me because it makes me worry about the future of what love would look like in the future, right? Like we look at love a certain type of way right now, but if the whole, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? If the whole type of love that we're looking for is the genuine type of love where two people are meeting with each other and they have genuine love for each other, if we're not fully receiving that now, what is that going to look like in the future? I think about my kids. My kids are going to be grown within the next 7 to 8 years. And I always think to myself, what type of love will they be experiencing by the time they're teenagers and grown? Like, because if we're experiencing, because when I was a kid, right? Because I grew up in the '90s, in the early 2000s, everything around us was kind of based on love. Anybody who's right around my age, they understand what I'm talking about. Almost, there was always like a love song. There were love TV shows. A lot of things around me were built on a family structure and building that quote unquote real love. See, that doesn't really exist anymore like that. It's like a lot of times I feel like most situations that people get into is based around lust. So I think what worries me is in the future, what will the whole love thing look like? Because nowadays we don't necessarily have the whole society of, oh, build this real relationship, build this husband and wife type of situation. So I think about that sometimes. What is that going to look like in the future? Like in the future, is everything gonna be like it's straight? Almost makes me feel like everything's gonna be just straight animalistic. Like motherfuckers just gonna see each other and just wanna smash. Like there's gonna be no more of the, I guess the whole build up of love situation. It's gonna be like, look, hey, we with each other or we ain't. I'm gonna quote the Great Plies: "Is we fucking or what?" Like that. I feel like that's the way that the future is looking based off of the way that things is going now. Like I'm not seeing a whole lot of people trying to, build these relationships and build all of that. I honestly think in the future, by the way that things are going, that whole love shit is going to be done with, bro. And I'm telling you, just by the way that things are going, see, it's police riding past my house. We in the hood like a motherfucker. But just the way that things are going with the people of today, I don't think that love shit is gonna be a thing anymore. And I know a lot of people may be looking at this like, nah, man, there's still people out here falling in love, all that other shit. I'm telling you, bro, I don't think that's gonna be happening in the future. I think right now we are just seeing the beginning of it. We're just seeing the beginning of it. I guarantee all of us that are around my age in your 30s, a lot of our grandchildren, man, I don't think they're going to be doing that whole love, let's get into a relationship type shit. We're going to be seeing a lot of relationships in the future of people getting together, and a lot of dudes are going to have multiple women. A lot of women are either going to be with women or completely not even doing the relationship thing. We're going to have a completely different society. It's only because now let's go into the hard facts of this. There are more women on this earth than men, and a majority of those women are single. You can look this shit up. Most women are single only for just for the simple fact of a lot of women nowadays have this standard where they don't even want to deal with a man unless a man is living basically in luxury. If a man is not living in luxury, then you're almost not even accepted in today's society. That whole concept within itself is going to stop most situations. And anything that I'm saying right now, you can dispute. You can look this shit up right now. Most women are single because they're literally waiting on a man that is like a Superman, basically. They're basically waiting on a Superman to basically come sweep them off their feet and come save them and put them in a better situation, which I'm not really against that. You know, if a woman has standards, I'm not against it. I'm not saying, hey, girl, go get with that bummy ass nigga standing at the gas station because he really love you. Hell no, I would never convince a woman to do some goofy shit like that. I'm just saying right now we're dealing with a lot of unrealistic expectations, and it's taken away the realness of the love that we used to see or that we used to experience. And I'm not the type of person where I'm against it. I'm not against change. If this is what life is turning into, it is what it is. None of us can control this. I'm just saying that, I'm just throwing it out there that I don't think that whole being in love thing, I don't think that shit is real anymore. Okay, I'll go in deeper. Let's go in deeper, right? Just think about this, right? Shout out to my son for watching. Just think about this, right? Anybody that's listening, just think about this for a second. Yesterday, if you were on social media, think to yourself, how many people did you see actually on social media bragging about how they got in love with their spouse? And then think about how much people were trying to basically one up other people that they seen posting about the things that they got their spouse yesterday. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, by the way, for people who are watching. I mean, because for the people who are watching this or the playback on YouTube or whatever. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. That's the reason why we're talking about this love thing. Think about how much people were trying to one up each other. It makes you think to yourself, are these people truly in love? Or is this just like a show out situation? Everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses and everybody's trying to prove their love. Everybody wants this perfect internet relationship. And they're literally willing to just be with anybody. I mean, damn near anybody just to have the look. People want the look of a relationship instead of the actual feeling of a real relationship. And I can prove this. Think about it. Most people, when they get into a relationship, one of the first things that they're always doing is posting about it. Why are you posting your relationship? Think about it. Why are you posting it? Just think to yourself, why are you posting your relationship? If this is your personal thing, your personal relationship, you don't want your spouse to cheat on you or anything like that, why is this something that you always feel the need to post about your relationship? Why every single time you go out to eat, every single time you have a new experience, why does that need to be posted? Why does everybody else have to know what's going on within your lifestyle? Think about that for a second. Are you subconsciously truly happy with your situation, and do you want your situation to last forever? Now, I'm not going against nobody. I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling you to think. Just think about that for a second. If you truly think about it, a lot of y'all are not even happy and you don't even realize it. It's only because if you were to take all of that away, you probably wouldn't even want to be with that person. What if you had the greatest person ever, but they didn't look good? So you weren't comfortable with posting that person online, but they treated you really good. You probably have stopped being with that person is only because you couldn't get validation from others. See, that's the tricky thing. That validation from others is what makes you feel comfortable. So then I ask you again, are you truly in love with that person that you're dealing with? Is it because that person gives you that validation that when you make all these posts and all these things to make yourself feel comfortable and validated, especially to feel comfortable by other people seeing your situation, do you truly like that person? That's something to think about. I don't think most of y'all in real relationships. That's just my personal opinion, though. I don't think most of y'all are really in real situations. I literally think that a lot of y'all are just trying to one up each other. A lot of y'all don't truly like the person that y'all dealing with. A lot of y'all are masking a lot of pain that y'all have with the person that y'all dealing with. In reality, y'all don't like that motherfucker, man. I know this shit. I've been seeing this shit. I've been around this world for a long time. A lot of times I can see when this shit is fake. But the only thing that I always tell people is just find the person that you truly want to be with. And I always tell men, get with the girl that truly likes you, and don't get with the girl that's ultra attractive. Because that ultra attractive female, I guarantee you, once she sees a better situation, she will leave you. I'm telling you, like, I have seen so many niggas get left for niggas in better situations. And dudes would be to the point where they'll be so ego hurt they won't be able to accept it. They ready to kill the girl over this stuff. And I always say, man, as long as your girl has social media, everybody has her number. At any point in time, as long as she shows, any type of vulnerability, she can be taken. Guarantee you she could be taken. All it takes is the right person at the right time. Especially if they feel like no one is going to be able to find out. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro. But yeah, as you can see, we're going through this design. I don't really like what it's coming out to because I feel like it's not necessarily giving me the vibe that I wanted. I think once I start coloring it and I start putting like those certain colors, I'm thinking about putting those bright reds and dark reds together. So I'm gonna try to put those bright reds and dark reds together, and I'm gonna see what that looks like and see if I like those colors more, because I really want this to have that floating 3D word effect. So let's get a real dark red and put that on the bottom of the words. You see that? I feel like that gives it a thicker vibe when we do that. And then let's put a red that's closer to this original and make it just slightly darker, but right there. And now let's put this in. See that? A lot of times when you do that, it gives the 3D a little bit more of a kick to it. Let's put it right there. Now let's put it right there. And let's darken these up a little bit more. It's all about filling in those certain spots to get that 3D effect to look good. Now, mind you, this isn't actual 3D. This is literally just a sketch 3D. I'm just going off the top of my dome with the 3D type of look. No, I think I should keep that a little bit light. What the hell? Okay, I think I can settle for that. Boom. Let's fill that in. Boom. As you can see, I'm still doing the same method that I usually do, which is when you select the entire thing, what you want to do is once after you do your line work, select the entire thing, choose object, scroll down to group, choose object, scroll down to expand, and then choose go to the right side toolbar, click on Pathfinder and click on divide, and that's how you get rid of all your lines. Once you finish your line work, what you want to do is select this entire thing like this with your selection tool. Select that entire thing, go to the top of your screen, click on object. But this is once you're done with your line work, excuse me. Once you're done with your line work, click on object, scroll down to live paint and click make. And then that's how you get to this point right now that I'm doing, where I'm filling in all these colors right now. All I'm doing right now, I'm just filling in colors just to give this that finished vibe. As you can see, I got him with some red boots. Y'all know red boots is very popular right now. Let's give him some little red gloves too. Let's make those red gloves a little darker than his color. Let's put that right there, boom. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no reason to get super crazy with this. This was a very simple project, and 9 times out of 10, this would just be a little t-shirt design. So let's go ahead and save that. And what we can do a quick little tutorial before I leave, because I've already been on here for how long? How long have I been on here? I've been on here for 37 minutes, so I'll stay for a little bit more time. We'll stay for a little bit more. Shout out to everybody who is coming in. I see you. I do not see these names on all these sites. Shout out to the people on Behance. Shout out to the people on Twitch. I see my son still in there. Shout out to you, little boy. Shout out to the people on YouTube watching. Shout out to the people on Facebook. I'm going to do a little bit more and then I'm going to get off. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial for y'all so I can just show y'all how to do something just in case you want to do something, all right? So this is basically I'm going to give y'all a quick tutorial of how you put together a design, especially a character design. So this is how you do it real quick. So we're going to just do a simple face, right? Let's do a simple face. So let's make a circle. I'm going to click on my shape tool on the left side toolbar, right click it and choose ellipse tool, hold shift, and then click and drag it down. Make a circle just like that. Okay, you see that? That's the head. Let's make some eyes. So we're going to make 2 circles. So we're going to do the same thing. Click on your shape tool, hold shift, drag it down. That's 1 eye. Now we want this. Now we want to detail this eye before we make another eye. I'm just showing y'all my process real quick. So we're gonna use the curvature tool. Hold up, can y'all see that on the screen? Okay, cool. Okay, so let's use this curvature tool. Let's make an eye. Let's go ahead and make an eye. We're gonna use this curvature tool to make all the shapes. Let's make that eye. Boom. Let's make a little bit more on the eye. Like that, boom. And then let's make the pupil. Let's put that right there. Let's put that right there. Let's put a little baggage under the eye. Make him look a little bit sleepy. Let's bring that eye down. We want him to look a little bit sleepy. And now let's make some eyebrows. So let's right click that shape tool. Let's make a rectangle. Make a simple little eyebrow. Use our curvature tool. Let's bend those lines. Let's make a simple eye. And you can add more to whatever you want to do. Let's say you're making a woman. If you was making a woman, you know, you can make you some eyelashes and things of that nature, but we're not going to do that. We're going to make this just a simple dude. Okay, you see we have the whole eye and eyebrow done. What you want to do is if you want to duplicate this, just hold the Option key. Or if you're on if you're on a Windows computer, you'll be holding a different key, not the Option. But if you're on a Mac, follow what I'm doing. Hold the Option key, click and drag that over. Just like that. Boom. Now you have 2 of the same eyes. Look at that. You're doing good. 2 of the same eyes. Right? So now what we're going to do is grab our curvature tool. Let's make a little nose. Let's make a little nose. We want his nose to be kind of pointed like that because we want his face to be frontwards. You could either go around like that, or you can kind of go around under if you want to make a simulate like a smaller nose, little piggy nose. But we're gonna make this almost like he has a big nose, right? Now let's do his mouth. Let's make him with a real big smile. So let's go there, hold shift. Let's go there, and we want to make a triangle. Let's make a triangle. Boom. Click your anchor points. Now, the way you want to make this round is, you see how this is now a triangle? What you want to do is click your curvature tool. Click right next to the point on the bottom, and make a anchor point right next to this anchor point right here. Just click anywhere right next to it. Boom. You see that? Now I just made a new one. So now I want you to click on the point for the triangle and delete it. Just like that. And now you have made a smile. Look at that. Let me hold shift and click and drag it down. And we can damn near leave it like that. Now, based off this, you could either make a tongue. Let's see. You can use the curvature tool and make a tongue right here. Or what you can do, you can make some teeth. Let's grab our curvature tool and let's do it like that. So he has a smile. And let's right click on our shape tool and choose the line segment tool. Now, the way you make the teeth is you hold shift and then you drag down just like that. Boom. Drag down. You see that? Hold shift, click, drag. Hold shift, click, drag. Do that for the entire thing. And we're keeping our lines right inside of there. So all the lines are kind of the same, within the same distance of each other. Smooth that over. And look at that. Now you got some teeth. Now you can add hair however you want to add hair. So this is a dude, so let's add a little bit. Matter of fact, let's not add the hair first. Let's add some ears. Let's add some ears so we could just make some little circles. Let's use our shape tool and make some little circles like that. Boom. And remember how to duplicate, y'all. Hold option, click, drag over. Hold shift when you're dragging it so the lines are congruent. Is that the right word? Congruent. So we have some ears. And what we can do, we can either decide to put some hair on them or we can put a hat on them. I'm going to do some hair. So we could do this like a black man. You know, if you're doing a black man's hair, you want to make those points, you know, because usually with black people, we have that hair where it goes down like that. And then the sideburn like that. Let's do the other side now. Let's click on that anchor point. Go down to, we want to go down to right where he is. So let's go down about right there. We don't want to click on that eyebrow. Boom. Let's go down to the ear because he was right there. So let's go about right there. I might move this over. Matter of fact, let me move this eye over. I don't want the eye to be on the goddamn, what's that, sideburn. So let's move these eyes a little bit closer to each other. Okay. Now, remember with black people's hair, you want to make sure we get that right. Let's move that to the end. Let's get that right. I'm using the curvature tool if you notice. Okay, so now look at that. Boom. You got the hairline. We got the face. And, you know, based off this, you could add whatever more you want to add. So, like, let's say you want to add a little body or whatever. But we're not going to add all that because I don't want this video to take too long because I've already been on here for 44 minutes. So we want this to go by quick. All right. So once we have it like this, what we're going to do, once you have your face done, you can add whatever little details. And like I said, this is free range. You can add whatever you want to add. Like, let's say you wanted to add like just some cheeks to make him seem a little bit more happier than what it is. You can go ahead and detail however you want to detail. But once you are fully finished with the way that the line work is, what I want you to do is select this entire thing, right? Then go to the top of your screen, click on object, and then go down and click on group. Boom. That's how you group your project. Go back to the top of the screen, click on object again, then click expand. See, I actually messed up because I made different lines. So let me click on my brush tool and click basic. So all my lines are the same. And then I'm going to go back, click on object and click on expand. For some reason, I am still with these wrong lines. I'm going to have to undo this shit. Let me undo it. So hopefully y'all not doing like me and using different type of lines all at one time. But if you're doing like me, all you have to do is undo and make sure you choose your basic and your brush menu. But anyways, you do that exact same method that I just said, object group, and then object expand. And then once you hit expand, what I want you to do is go to the right side of your screen on the Pathfinder menu and click on divide. And once you click on divide, then you'll be able to go in and divide up your project. Now, let's say you use custom brushes. Now, let me go back out. Let me go back out because I don't think I did a tutorial on showing y'all the custom brushes. So let me go back out. Let me go all the way out because I think this would be good for y'all. Because a lot of people, they don't know this type of situation. So let's say you were doing custom brushes, all right? So let me choose some custom brushes. Let's go into the brushes menu, open brush library. Let's go to my custom brush set. So I'm gonna go to my custom brush set. I'm gonna choose the type of brush I wanna use in my custom brush set. So let's choose because that's brush 28. Hold on, wait. Select the whole thing, then choose brush 28. That's how you get it like that. And make sure once you get it like this, you adjusting your lines to whatever size you want them to be. This is just the exact same way that we did within the last situation. So let me make some adjustments to these real quick. Let's go back down to 1. Always kind of try to make my outer lines bigger than my inner lines. Let's go up to 75. Okay, let's make a lot of these features a little bit thicker. Come on, there we go. Boom, click, god damn it. Okay, let's kick that up, boom. Let's take these up to about 3, boom. Let's take these up to damn near 10. Yeah, okay, cool. So once you have it like that, this is the way to do it with custom brushes, because I don't think I did a tutorial on this. So it's damn near the same way, but a little bit different. So go to the top of your screen, click on object, click on group, go to the top of your screen again and click on object, but this time click expand appearance. Boom. After you click expand appearance, what I want you to do is go back to the top of the screen, click on object, live paint, make. Okay, then go back again and click on object, live paint, and expand. Boom. Once you do that, now you're ready to get rid of all your access lines in your project. So then to get rid of all your access lines, hold shift and start selecting. Start selecting all the lines you want to get rid of. So let's get rid of all these excess lines that we don't need. It shouldn't be that many if you're doing a simple project like this, but if you're doing a project that has a lot more detail, then this tutorial should work a lot different. I'm trying to get rid of everything as fast as possible so I can show y'all this tutorial with the custom brushes. I usually don't show tutorials with custom brushes because most people cannot afford these custom brushes. But if you were able to afford some custom brushes or you got them from me for free, then this tutorial should work for you. Okay, so once you got rid of all of your access lines that you don't need, what I want you to do is select this entire thing again, double click on your color and drag the color all the way down to black. Because a lot of time custom brushes, they change your line work to gray for some reason. I don't know why, but it just does that. So drag them down to black. Once you got it on black, go back to the top of your screen, click on object, scroll down to live paint and click make. Once you click make, now you're ready to color. Click on your live paint bucket tool. Go ahead and start coloring in all of those different parts of it. As you can see, I'm coloring in all those different parts. Boom, he's colored in like that. And this is a black man or black boy, or possibly Spanish, because you know we do have Spanish people who have the brown skin. You know, El Nino. El Nino is negro skin. So I don't like that brown. That brown looks crappy to me. Let's get a little more reddish. Let's get that. Yeah, I like this a little bit more. So we're doing a little bit more coloring. Let's color in his teeth white, almost like a little bit of off-white. Just give a little bit more realism to it. Just like that. Boom, 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 boom. And let's color in his eyes. You want it to be a little bit off-white with a little bit of red on it, so it damn sure look like a super white pink. Let's go there, and then let's color that on. Boom, boom. And that's it. That is literally it. That is how you create a cartoon with using the custom brushes. Now, like I always say, if you want to be a little bit more detailed, we can get detailed. You want to get detailed, or we can go crazy with the details. I just try not to go crazy with the details because every design does not require that. But let's say your design does require that. So this is what we'll do. I'll show you how to add shadows. So what we'll do when we add shadows is what you want to do is double click on your color box, choose on the color black, then press OK. After you do that, what we want to do is zoom in, use our curvature tool, and let's basically put the colors on top of the project. Make sure when you are creating your lines with your curvature tool, make sure those lines are on the black lines on the project, right? So let's use our pen tool to combine those anchor points. Go grab back on our curvature tool, drag these lines over. Now, in order to make this a shadow, what you want to do is go to the top of your screen right where it says opacity. Click on opacity. What I want you to do is click the arrow in the opacity button, and then click that meter and drag it down just like that. I usually drag it down to about 30. That's like the average shadow size to me. So let's do that. Let's go to the other side, do the same thing. Let's use our curvature tool. Let's make those points. Let's go ahead and get that together. Let's choose our pen tool. Let's lock in those anchor points, grab our curvature tool, grab the middle of that line and drag it over just like that. Now let's go to the top of our screen where the opacity is, and let's take that opacity back down to 30, just like the last one. Let's take that to 30, boom. Oh shit, I took it to 31, let's go down, and boom. You see them shadows? You can add shadows wherever you want on the project. Let's say you want it under the nose like that. And to get that same 30% shadow, just grab your eyedropper tool and just click on the last shadow you created. And that's basically how you do it. So let's go ahead and put some shadows on the bottom of his head, you know, right under his neck to simulate that the light is pointing directly in his face. So let's take that down a little bit. Boom, just like that. Let's get to the ears. You're just gonna add a little bit of shadow to the ears, nothing too crazy. Just something to show you, hey, I detailed this project. That's all we wanted to do. Let's make some adjustments to that. And since the ears are the exact same, we could damn near copy and paste that. So let's copy that. Uh-oh, shit. Laptop moving everywhere. Okay. Command C, Command F. That's how you copy it right in the same spot. I'm gonna hold shift and drag this over. Right click, choose transform, click on reflect, and then click vertical. Boom, that flips it over to the other way. Now let's drag this over until it matches like that. And as you can see, there still is some flaws in the matches. If y'all looking at your screen, you can see that it's still kind of highlighted in a weird way. Don't worry about that. All you have to do is grab your curvature tool and just, yeah, we got to do some surgery. We got to go in here, make some adjustments just to make sure we are fully on point. Just like that. And boom. So as you can see, we have both those ears. Let's say, hey, we wanted to put some on the teeth. I see people writing me. Please do not write me on here. Wait till I get off and we will talk. To all my potential customers, wait till I get up off of here and we will talk. So anyways, let's add a little bit of shadows right here next to the teeth. And remember, when you're adding shadows, add shadows based off the type of light source that you're trying to convey on your art. But at the end of the day, whatever type of way that you want to add the shadows, do not let me stop your artistic expression. If you want the shadows to be everywhere, all over the goddamn project. Understand, you could do whatever you want. One thing I do not want to do is I do not want to stop your creativity in any type of way. If you feel like there should be shadows in these certain spaces, you can put shadows wherever you want to put them. I just want to show you how to put them on there, not necessarily where to put them on there. See, because this type of cartoon design, art is subjective. You can actually add things wherever you prefer to add things. I'm just a vessel to show you how to use the program specifically. So right here where you see right under the bags under the eyes, we want to duplicate this exact same thing. So let me use the eyedropper tool, change this to the 30. And what we want to do is we want to hold Option. If you've been paying attention, hold that Option key, click, drag it over just like that. We have duplicated that quickly and that easily. Boom. We ain't got to do all of that extra work anymore. So once you feel like you're at a point where you're satisfied, hey, I added as much shadows as I can. Remember, adding shadows on top of these white surfaces will disappear when you use your soft light. So once you get to this point, what I want you to do is whip out that knife. So click on your knife tool. If you don't see your knife tool, make sure you click on those 3 dots on the left side toolbar and you will find it in that toolbar. So whip out that knife and start cutting right under the eye right here. You see that? Cut right there. Boom. Do the same thing for the other eye. Go right there, whip out that knife, whoop, whoop, and then cut right there. Wait. Boom. Oh shit, messed it up. If you mess up, Command Z. That's how you undo. And we're going to keep doing this until we get it right. Hold up. Boom. Okay. Now we cut them good. We cut them good. Make sure anytime you cut that person right in the right area. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and all of these shadows that's on the skin, we're going to hit those with a soft light. So this is how you do that. Select those parts of the skin, the shadows. Click on the transparency button on the right side toolbar. Right where it says normal, click on normal. And scroll down to soft light. As soon as you get it on soft light, what I want you to do is click the opacity right next to soft light and change it to 100. Boom. Now to me, 100 looks a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna take it down to about, let's see, which point looks good. So let's take it to about 50. See what 50 looks like. Okay, 50 isn't bad. I like 50. So all of the shadows that's on the skin, you can hold shift and click on each one. That's how you select all of those. We're going to do the same thing. Click on soft light. Let's take it up to 50%. And that's how you get those shadows on the skin that literally look, the shadows look like it's a part of the skin and not necessarily just a black shadow on top of the skin. Because the black shadow on top of the skin makes it seem as if there is an item on top of the skin instead of a shadow coming from the skin as if a light source is pointing at the face, right? So once we get to that, we're going to go to our very last thing, which is adding the highlights. Well, not actually highlights in the last thing. Details is the last thing. Highlights is the thing before the last thing. So in order to add the highlights, this is what I want you to do. Grab your selection tool or hit the button V on your keyboard. Click on your subject. Do not make sure that the shadow layer is locked before you do this. Unlock your layer with your colors and everything on it. And just click on it. Just hit V and click on your subject, right, with the colors. What I want you to do is go to the top of your screen, click on Object, and then click on Expand. Once you click on Expand, go ahead and click OK. Once you click OK, we're whipping out that knife again. Remember, like I said, if you don't see a knife on your left side toolbar, make sure you hit those 3 dots on the bottom. That's how you get that knife. All right. Now, this ain't no real knife. This is a fake knife. All right. Now, what you want to do is click that knife, and now let's start cutting on the edges of the skin. Whichever part you want to cut. Remember, art is subjective. You cut whatever you want to cut. I'm cutting the edges because on a character, a lot of times we want the opposite of the shadow to have the highlights on it and not the shadow areas. Always the opposite. Okay, let's go ahead and make some adjustments. Now, mind you, you do not have to follow this method. You can go find a tutorial that works for you. This method that I'm showing y'all is strictly my method. This is the J Damage method. I don't even know if there are other designers that even will show you this method, because when I learned this method actually came from a designer who doesn't even exist anymore. YouTube took him off the platform for playing too much copywritten music. So you guys won't see him. Actually, the only way you guys will see him is if you pay on Skillshare. So let's go ahead and put that together just like that. We just doing a lot of cutting right now. So now that we have done all of our cutting that we need to do, wait, let me get a little bit on his nose. Hold up, undo. Let's get a little bit on the nose. Boom, just like that. So now that we have all of those parts cut up that we want to cut, now let's click off of our project. Let's grab our white selection tool, or you can hit A on your keyboard. And let's click on all of those areas that are the same color of what we were cutting. So we're going to click on all those same colors. Make sure you're holding shift as you're doing this to make sure you're retaining wherever you're hitting. Let's get all the skin selected. Once you have all the skin selected, what I want you to do is double click on the color box on the left side toolbar and start dragging that color up. We don't want to drag it up too bright. Let's take it to about right there. Boom. Now I also did some cuts in his hair. So let's get the hair. And remember, with hair, you want to turn, especially when you're doing a black person or just somebody with hair, period. Let's click on this hair. And what we want to do is we're going to drag this black up just a tiny bit, not too much. You drag it up too much, then the person's going to look like they're shiny, like they're glossy item. You don't want it to be that. You just want it to be like a slight highlight. See, I'm taking it up just a little bit. Boom. You see how I took it up just a little bit just to show you, hey, there's some highlights in there. It's a highlights in some of those blacks. Okay. I forgot the nose. Let me get that. Let's go ahead and get that. Boom. Now remember, we made the eyes a little bit off-white. So by the time we change the color of these eyes to all white, you should be able to see the difference. Oh, you don't see the difference. So maybe I didn't do that shit. Let me go ahead and adjust that. Let's take that white to off-white. You see that? Now you can see the difference. Now you see that. Now you can see the difference. Okay, cool. And then basically that's it. The very last step you can do is which I call detailing. You can add whatever details you want to add to your subject. So like, let's say you wanted to make this dude a little bit rough. So we can let me add some lines in there to make this guy a little bit rough. We want him to look like he's smiling as if he's happy, but at the same time, this is a rough young man. Let's make him a little bit rough. Matter of fact, we're gonna have to take our stroke up a little bit higher. Okay, make him look rough if the stroke ain't right. Whoa, pause on that. That sounded kind of crazy. All right, yeah, let's put some stroke lines in there. Let's make this boy look a little bit rough. Make him look like he just got into a little scruffy little situation. Now, mind you, this is just something I'm just adding. I'm just adding stuff just to show y'all how to do this, right? Nothing too serious. Let's add some lines. Make that boy a little bit rough. Okay, cool. Once we got that, let me add. I'm just adding stuff right now, y'all. This is what I want y'all to do. Once you're working on your subject or whatever type of subject you're working on, just add whatever you feel like your design needs. Now, the light source is coming through the middle because we want it to look directly. So let's add a little bit more details to the eyes. And one thing about me, man, I could go all day with details knowing me. I could, just be adding little shit everywhere. But I'm not going to do that because I didn't want to be on here for too long. But I did just want to show y'all just a little bit something. A little something. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave y'all hanging. So if you notice, when you use your custom brushes, those lines always come out gray. See, if you look at this real good, you can see the difference. Those custom brush lines are gray and, the original lines are black. So I'm going to show y'all how to change the color of those just in case you have this problem. So let's select all the line work except for those white lines. Excuse me. So what I want you to do is once everything is selected, go to the top of your screen, click on Object, click on Group, click on Object, click Expand Appearance. Now, what you want, once you hit expand appearance, double click on that color box and drag it down to black. Then press OK. Now, when you look at those lines, wait, let me click off. Click off. Okay, now let's zoom in. And when you zoom in, as you can see, now those lines are black. So make sure once you do all of your extra detail lines and you want to change those lines to black, make sure you finish with your line work. And then what you want to do is select the whole thing. Remember, click Object, Group, Object, Expand Appearance, double click on that color box and choose black. And that's how you get those same black lines like you see on this subject. But that's it, guys. That is it. That is it. That is all I wanted to show you today on this lovely day. I mean, on this lovely night, because it's 8:23. So shout out to everybody who came in and showed love. Shout out to Daytonias for coming in. I appreciate you. Shout out for Reaper Prechi. Yes, I can't keep up with all these names. Some of this stuff I cannot pronounce. My apologies to everybody if I cannot pronounce your name. I know a lot of times you guys are in different countries and different cultures, and sometimes it's hard for me to pronounce these names properly. But I promise you, I'm not trying to clown you or play you. I just sometimes it's hard for me to pronounce these things that are not from my country. A lot of times in America, we learn in this Americanized type of way of how to pronounce things. So sometimes I mess that up. But shout out to everybody who watching this. Shout out to the 2 people who are currently watching on Behance. I can't see your names, but shout out to you. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitch. There's people writing me like crazy right now. Okay, I'm about to get off, y'all. Shout out to everybody on Trovo. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Dear people on YouTube, I'm getting ready to get off now. It's telling me to get moderators. I'm not at that point yet. But shout out to everybody for watching. Shout out to everybody on Facebook for coming in and out. I see you. I appreciate you. And now I'm about to get up off of here. So I will see you guys either tomorrow, right around the same time, right around between 7 to 8 p.m. And or if I get inspired enough, I will come around at right around right around like 10 in the morning, between 10 and 12. It just depends on how the day is going. So I appreciate everybody for coming in and checking me out.